Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. No one really knows why they are alive until they know what they'd die for. We must use time creatively, in the knowledge that the time is always right to do right. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Mankind must put an end to war, or war will put an end to mankind. The quality, not the longevity, of one's life is what is important. A man who won't die for something is not fit to live. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. It is not enough to say we must not wage war. It is necessary to love peace and sacrifice for it. The past is prophetic in that it asserts loudly that wars are poor chisels for carving out peaceful tomorrows. We must concentrate not merely on the negative expulsion of war, but the positive affirmation of peace. Nothing in all the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Forgiveness is not an occasional act, it is a constant attitude. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Almost always, the creative dedicated minority has made the world better. When you are right, you cannot be too radical. When you are wrong, you cannot be too conservative. That old law about an eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. The time is always right to do the right thing. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Never succumb to the temptation of bitterness. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. A lie cannot live. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. If you can't be a sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or fail. Be the best version of whatever you are. One has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws. The silence of the good people is more dangerous than the brutality of the bad people. Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. We must speak with all the humility that is appropriate to our limited vision, but we must speak. We may have all come on different ships, but we're in the same boat now. I want to be the white man's brother, not his brother-in-law. The moral arc of the universe bends at the elbow of justice. We will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. At the center of nonviolence stands the principle of love. I am not interested in power for power's sake, but I'm interested in power that is moral, that is right, and that is good. Of all the forms of inequality, injustice in healthcare is the most shocking and inhumane. Find a voice in a whisper. What is wrong in the world today is that the nations of the world are engaged in a bitter, colossal contest for supremacy. I have a dream that one day little black boys and girls will be holding hands with little white boys and girls. The end of life is not to be happy, nor to achieve pleasure and avoid pain, but to do the will of God, come what may.